Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another series review. Ah! This is actually the last episode of Defiance for season number uno. I had to admit I was not shocked at anything that I witnessed because from the very get-go when Irissa started having her visions, I had a feeling that she was going to be a sufferer, savior type. And I was absolutely correct. She does turn out to be the suffering savior trope in this particular series. What happens to Nolan in this particular episode made me cry like a baby. And the reason being is not what I'm going to get into here because this contains spoilers, so I'm not going to reveal any of those. I like Nolan in this particular episode because he comes across as a more paternal figure. He's more compassionate. He goes out of his way to look for Irissa when she wanders off after what happens to Dr. Yule and the office, the hospital, I should say. Once more, I really love Doc Yule and her sarcasm and her sort of apathy about life in general, but she does seem to have concern despite all that. And she does come across as sort of sterile, but it's her character, and I love her because of it. She's just that type of character in this particular episode. And then there's a plot revealed about the Indogenes in this one. I thought, is she really responsible for that? Can she be held accountable for her actions? Was it really the Indogenes that brought this whole plot to fruition? Was the question that was going through my head. So this episode left a lot of questions for me that'll just lead into season 2 in 2014. That's a long wait, but I can handle it. I just need somebody to help me get an ether cable so I can play Defiance whilst I do so and don't go absolutely stir crazy because of it. But I really won't. I have other shows that are keeping me occupied as well as different stories I'm in the process of writing, so it won't be that difficult. This episode, I feel, was the bismuth, the acme, the pinnacle of all of the Defiance episodes combined. And my reason is we finally get to learn that Irissa herself, as I originally perceived and predicted, that she is an integral part to the entire mechanism of the plot of Defiance itself. And I'm not going to say why, because again, spoilers ahoy! It is very fascinating what occurs with our little wolf here, and I thought that it was very interesting. I was absolutely transfixed to the screen, and it just made me think, what are the producers going to do now? And it's very interesting of what occurs with Datak. What happens with Datak didn't surprise me whatsoever. I thought, why? Even though I knew it was going to happen, I just thought, oh, he is going to turn Defiance upside down in next season. But it's his character and just the type of being that he is. And then we get to see more of the dynamic between Stahma and Kenya. And had I been Kenya, I would not have followed Stahma into the forest, because knowing Stahma's lack of integrity, so to speak, I would have run in the opposite direction. But she tricks Kenya, as we as viewers probably knew was going to happen, so we weren't really all that shocked when it did occur. But this episode was absolutely magnificent, and I love the different stories that are occurring within this episode in and of itself, because it ties the entire show together as a whole, and you get more information about the Voton ship that's in the mines, and there was supposedly an artifact that was found in it that the Indogenes were very interested in. Key, apparently, that links to it, and once it is initiated, it can bring forth the entire destruction of the planet. And I thought, holy cow! Post-apocalypse, anybody? But I really like the whole post-apocalyptic angle in this particular series, just because it's always been something, oddly enough, that has just bedazzled me since I've started reading a lot of different books about this sort of thing. And the word apocalypse, and you probably know this from my past reviews, the word apocalypse in and of itself is really not a frightening word in and of itself. The true definition of apocalypse is thinning of the veil, and we see that now in our own lives, I think. Lest I go on a very philosophical path, which I will not do, because I'm sure it'll just bore you all to death, and I don't want to do that. Anyway, this episode was absolutely fantastic, and my reason being is it's just the different tales that we are being told at this particular moment, and the surreal aspect of it, the spiritual, the sort of uncanny, and we get into sort of a paranormal kind of arc, I think. Well, in my opinion, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but it just felt more spiritual, especially because the Rathians themselves are very they're Native Americans in a way, because just their understanding of Irissa, and Irissa actually makes an appearance in this episode, which I thought was very interesting. And of course, at first Irissa is going through some doubt, and I thought, well, that's kind of a twist there. I never thought that she would be a doubtful character, because she's just so ingrained in her spirituality, and she embraces her her abilities, so to speak, as a seer, and I always have loved seer characters, obviously. It's just another type of direction that we really weren't expecting the series to take, and something occurs with Nolan. Like I said, I wasn't really shocked, but it did make me cry quite a bit, and I was a little bit surprised at my reaction to that, because it was something that I didn't want to happen, because every time I like a character, they end up having something really horrible happen to them, and this is what happens in the last episode of season 1, and I thought, why? I didn't scream it, but it was just one of those things that I thought, what are they going to do? I mean, this is a main character here. You really don't have that much of a series if you don't have a main character. Hello? You've not taken a writing class. Unless, of course, your main character resurrects, which, for some odd reason, I have a feeling that Irissa might indeed have the capability of being immortal, but this is just an idea. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll see. And if it does, somebody owes me money. No, I'm not really that greedy. I'm just being silly. But I really enjoyed this episode. It was my absolute favorite. Other than when she starts having her visions for the first time, and Nolan is there to pacify her. I don't know, but it really touched me, having the relationship I do with my dad, and how close we are. We're like two peas in a pod. We're telepathic too, believe it or not. But it was just such a fantastic, exceptional episode, and I'm very eager to see what will happen in season 2. But for the time being, I'll just have to keep myself busy with my different projects that I'm working on currently. Um, Other than that, I am looking forward to seeing Grown Ups 2. I probably won't be seeing Pacific Rim because Dad told me I am not really into that anime stuff. When we went to see Despicable Me, I wanted to correct him and tell him this is American animation and not anime, but I didn't go through my lectures again with him because it's just something that divides us. It's um, a hobby that I've always enjoyed, especially since I was about 13 when I discovered what Japanese animation truly was versus when I thought, oh, it's just another type of cartoon. No, it's different. Yeah, it is cartoony in many aspects, but needless to say, I really didn't want to go into my whole dissertation on Japanese animation at that point in time versus American or European. And I certainly didn't want to go into why I love mechas so much because you probably have seen my past reviews and my my parody on Oppa Gundam's Gangnam Style. And I did a Mecha Gundam style to that. It was meant to be. They fit together hand in glove. What else am I working on? I'm going to do a little bit of a update here. I am currently writing a my last. Well, I don't think it'll be my last Homestuck story, but it's just a little bit about a couple of my fan trolls, Eudora and Ammon. Ammon is the only male Aries that I know of. I'm sure that there are other people out there who have created male versions of the canon trolls that we have. But I am also writing a sequel to Her Decision, which was a Brave fan fiction. It takes place in Scarborough, which is Alistair's kingdom. I'm going to be writing a script called Uncommon Magic. I'm working on Outdoor Learning Academy and Underground Justice. I'm also in the process of writing Robin the Hood, still writing Robin the Hood. 12 Lights is still in process. I plan on watching part 2 of The Color of Magic because I'm very intrigued to see how it's going to end. I've never read the book, so that's why I'm watching the movie. That's pretty much all I've been up to. So this coming Thursday is when Grown Ups 2 is going to be released, so I'm going to be seeing that in the cinema, and I'll be doing a review of it. So I'm hoping it'll be better than the first one, even though I love the first one immensely, and it's one of my favorite Sandler films other than Just Go With It. Just Go With It is my absolute favorite of all Adam Sandler films ever made, and 50 First Dates, of course. Both take place in Hawaii. Imagine that. Coincidence? I think not. Beyond that, that's pretty much my schedule. So I shall see you next time, everybody. Ciao.